All right. And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez here, your favorite wrestling fan, your wrestling guru, every Monday through Friday on the GSMC Sports Network here to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about right quick. We talked about our WWE NXT review, and now we're going to talk about some AEW Dynamite preview that's happening right now. Can't wait to watch it. I have it recorded right now. Can't wait to get into that. But before we do any of that, just want to remind you guys to hit up that super chat. Whether if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, or just something you want to get off your chest. This show is all about keeping the conversation going, making sure your voice is part of the mix. So do not be shy. Drop those thoughts, opinions, and questions inside the chat. And if you really want to make sure your comment or question gets read on air, I ask you guys to use that super chat. Hit that $ below the chat box. Uh, sending your message is guaranteed to be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support the GSMC Sports Network. Keep all this awesome sports content coming your way on a daily basis. We are absolutely so grateful for each and every one of you guys who tune in daily. To all the shows, all the great podcasters we have here on the network. So let's keep these conversations going. Let's put in those super chats, hit up those super stickers because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. But if you're not too keen on the super chat, you can always hit up the gsmcpodcast.net, hit up the tips and donations link. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Give me some of your opinions. Superman punched out, like and subscribe on to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. But if you have some criticisms, of course, feedback is a gift. So, don't be give it the Eric Rodriguez guarantee that you will never, ever, 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 ever regret subscribing to such an amazing sports network who love the fans, always want to give you guys 1,010% of awesome content. All right, so it's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite is live in Lexington, Kentucky, I believe. Don't quote me on that. So we have a huge Dynamite. Obviously this is the fallout of All Out. The fallout of All Out. I like that. That's kind of crazy. So there's definitely going to be a lot of. I guess there's a special collision taping tonight as well. Um, um, so Jon Moxley is going to be live. Recently, AEW has been dealing with a lot of scrutiny, claiming that their programming is a little too violent. And it's not like it's not violent, but they know exactly what they're doing. They know how far they can push those boundaries. But even on Twitter, All Elite Wrestling, due to the graphic nature on the attack to Bryan Danielson, we are unable to share this footage. AEW does not condone such actions. So maybe this girl, having this petition or this former AEW fan because they want AEW off the map. Maybe they are kind of making waves. That's kind of crazy. I didn't think that it was going to be all that much of a lashback, but I'm not saying AEW is going to be like, okay, now we kind of have to be on our best behavior, but I don't know. It should be pretty crazy. Obviously, we're going to see Jon Moxley explain the attack. Claudio Castagnoli and the Bastard Pack also are going to be on tonight's AEW Dynamite. I'm interested to find out as well. Wheeler Yuta was, kind of left out of the mix. Blackpool Combat Club is out. It's over. It's all over. And Jon Moxley wants a shot at that AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. Tony Khan's going to give it to him. Maybe perhaps you see Moxley dethrone Bryan Danielson. But kind of like what I was mentioning before, Bryan Danielson, he's due for neck surgery at the end of this year. I think he's going to relinquish the title. He's going to end out on top. He's going to face AEW's greatest wrestlers that they have on the promotion, and he's going to go out on such a high note, and he deserves it. Throughout his whole tenure with AEW, ever since he signed, Tony Khan wanted to put the belt on him. He said no, promote these other guys because he knew that his career is short. He knows that he's not going to be around professional wrestling as a full-time wrestler, all that much. As a part-time wrestler on AEW, Bryan Danielson can do it 1,010%. But you see Swerve when he was the champion. He'd fight on a weekly basis sometimes on Collision for his title. Same with Samoa Joe, MJF. And I feel like Bryan Danielson. Ultimately, these are his boys. They're coworkers. It's a wrestling cohesion. These guys are family. They go on the road together 365 days of the year. I wouldn't want to do that to my, coworker as well. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm going on neck surgery. I'm like, you know what? When I come back, I kind of just want to be a part timer. I don't want to take away anything from you guys because you guys work so damn hard, and I want to hear half the time, and you guys are here the full time. Maybe not even half the time, maybe like 25 or 35% of the time. But I get this, kind of get this feud going a little bit. I kind of like it. Former friends, obviously they knew each other from WWE, but it should be pretty cool. Next, we have an eliminator match. We have Mariah May taking on Queen Aminata. This match is going to be definitely a sleeper, one of the best matches tonight. Queen Aminata was literally seconds away. She was just like a good hardcore move away from becoming, the new Ring of Honor World Women's Heavyweight Champion, dethroning, the dominant Athena. I think this match is going to be great. I think this match is, set to be an instant classic. Mariah May on, all out, kind of, defeating, oh God, who was that girl? Sheeta? No, not Sheeta. I think that was who, damn it, I can't think of it right now. But she's a great champion. So far, I was kind of skeptical because Tony Storm was amazing as the women's champion. But Mariah May seems like she's doing her due diligence and she's pulling justice, being a contender in the women's division. She's, obviously the face of the Mariah May. But honestly, can the Queen do it? Can she earn the women's title shot tonight? Should be pretty awesome. I can't wait to see that against the Glamour, who currently reigns supreme on AEW. Next, we have a tag team casino gauntlet. The winner, obviously, going to take on the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. Pretty much, making, it'd be kind of cool to see Will Ospreay team up with Ricochet. That'd be pretty interesting tag team to go. Um, the next people in line, I don't honestly know who would be rightful people in line. Maybe, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin make their debut tonight. That would be a bombshell. That'd be crazy. Maybe Eric's a little crazy, but I think that'd be pretty cool. Before you're going to see probably Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy team up. You're going to see a lot of tag teams. The Acclaimed. To be honest, I'm kind of tired of the Acclaim. I respect them. Maybe the Bang Bang Gang as well. Private Party. It's the Learning Tree. I don't think that any of those teams are going to win it. I think it's going to be someone who could seriously dethrone Matthew Nicholas Jackson of those World Tag Team titles. So I feel like this is going to be a great match. Definitely going to be pretty sick. It's going to be pretty sick. All right, next we have a TNT Championship match. We have the Scapegoat Jack Perry taking on Lio Rush. To be honest, I kind of feel like Jack Perry's going to come out the winner. He did have, he gave it all he got. He gave it all he got against the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Bryan Danielson. Definitely think, you know what? I kind of want to issue an apology. I always kind of thought Jack Perry was kind of a punk. And sometimes you can be a little, conceited, a little cocky, a little self-centered and arrogant. But this guy does put on good matches. Sometimes I'm like, dude, why are they giving the belt to him? Or why is this guy smashing TVs in a promo? And then all of a sudden a Taco Bell commercial comes. I'm just kidding. No. Why is he fighting for the, world championship? This guy's trash. But he's not. He's not. The scapegoat's, the way that they're handling Jack Perry right now, I feel like is actually pretty cool. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to defeat Lio Rush tonight. Kind of just like a nice little reassurance match, showing the AEW universe that this guy still can throw hands and he's made to be taken seriously. Next, we have a one-on-one match. We had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Sammy Guevara, taking on Ricochet. So, that kind of puts my idea about Ricochet being in this tag team Casino Gauntlet match away. Um, you know, should be interesting to find out maybe if Dustin Rhodes and the other guy from the Trios Championship, maybe they find a way to kind of jump on into this match. I got a chat from my boy Anthony Manzano. Is it possible that Shane McMahon is the mastermind behind the purveyors of violence, the new stable with Jon Moxley, and Shane just hasn't debuted yet? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I could definitely see that. I can definitely see why you'd be thinking something like that. Obviously, Shane McMahon. He wanted to come back to WWE. He was doing that WWE Underground, introducing kind of like a underground fight club, kind of having WWE kind of push the boundary of a, kind of like the Attitude Era. And I feel like if AEW, continues pushing the boundaries of violence, Shane McMahon is not afraid to take a bump. You've seen him jump off of Hell in the Cell, jumping off the decal of the stage of the pay-per-view onto like you've seen him being thrown through the glass at King of the Ring. He's a badass, and he could definitely 1,010%. I can see how he would love to kind of go with that angle of being like hardcore. Jon Moxley, Shane McMahon. I feel like it's possible. I feel like it's possible 1,010%, especially with this new deal that AEW has upcoming with the Warner Brothers Discovery and the new rumored around that Fox might Fox might be investing in some AEW stock. So it should be I feel like it could be. It's a heavy it's possible. It's possible. It could be 1,010% possible. It's actually a very good point. I love that. That's awesome. But yeah, tonight on Dynamite, what else do we have to talk about? Now we have a pretty good Dynamite loaded up for you guys tonight. I can't wait to find out what Jon Moxley has to say. I can't wait. It'd be crazy if Shane McMahon debuted tonight. That would be insane. Crazy to see this. What happened with MJF. Obviously, you kind of had the guy he faced at All Out, Daniel Garcia. Damn it, why am I blanking on names today? Damn it. Uh, but I'm interested to find out what's next for Will Ospreay. Obviously, what's going to happen with Darby Allin. He has a championship match coming up too. I don't think Swerve Strickland's going to be at Dynamite tonight. He got pretty messed up. Hangman Adam Page as well. I think a couple of these guys you're probably not going to see on Dynamite tonight. Well, not see them probably in a match, but you do have their next pay-per-view coming up right around the corner. So, should be pretty awesome. I got another chat from my man. Where do you think this storyline between him and Darby ends up going to talk about Jon Moxley doing things to convince Darby join Moxley? That could possibly be it. And he looked, Tony Giovanni straight in the face, and he was talking about Darby. He was going to call out Darby Allin. Obviously, he did. He left a lot of poked holes, which in wrestling, usually leads to just something absolutely shocking. Like you said, like maybe Shane McMahon makes his way into AEW finally after all the rumors, after him meeting up with Tony Khan. Tony Khan basically saying, hey, honestly, we would love Shane, in the boardroom, the creative room. We would love to see him inside the ring. This is kind of like a dream job for Shane McMahon. I could see, him definitely taking a small contract, just to kind of, help Tony Khan make this, wrestling promotion, better than it already is. But that would be a pretty interesting storyline. Maybe see Darby Allin kind of turn heel. I know I read a story saying that possibly Ricochet turns heel as well, but I don't think he would really have anything to do with Jon Moxley. Darby Allin, possibly turning heel, that would be pretty crazy, because he's loved by the fans so damn much. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Obviously, can't wait to watch Dynamite tonight. Can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight on a fresh episode of A Batch of Dynamite. All right, guys. So hey, do not go anywhere. In our third segment, we're going to talk about WWE SmackDown after the 9/11 attacks. Obviously, the nation was scared. A lot of sports things closed, and the only thing that kind of popped up first was WWE. So we're going to dig into how WWE tributed to they did a tribute to 9/11 and how it still affects WWE and just the world overall to this day. So hey, do not go anywhere.